What should you do before making a U-turn? Look over your shoulder for a final check. Give an arm signal as well as using your indicators. Check road markings to see that U-turns are permitted. Select a higher gear than normal. Select one answer. If you have to make a U-turn, slow down and ensure that the road is clear in both directions. Make sure that the road is wide enough for you to carry out the maneuver safely. Use your mirrors and look round to check it's safe before turning across the road. You will probably have to slow down to make the turn, and this puts you at risk from vehicles following you. You must make sure that you are aware of vehicles that will be affected. There are objects hanging from your interior mirror. Why could this be a hazard? Your sun visor might get tangled. Your view could be obstructed. Your radio reception might be affected. Your windscreen could mist up more easily. Select one answer. Ensure that you can see clearly through the windscreen of your vehicle. Stickers or hanging objects could obstruct your view or draw your attention away from the road. Stickers and hanging objects can reduce visibility through your windscreen and affect your concentration. You're driving your car. When may you use a handheld mobile phone? When you've parked safely. When you're receiving a call. When your car has automatic transmission. When you're driving at less than 30 miles per hour. Select one answer. It's illegal to use a handheld mobile phone while you're driving, except in a genuine emergency. Even using a hands-free kit can distract your attention. Park in a safe and convenient place before receiving or making a call or using text messaging. Then you'll also be free to take notes or refer to papers. Be safe not. It's illegal to use a handheld mobile phone. You're driving on a wet road. What should you do if you have to stop your vehicle in an emergency? Give an arm signal. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. Apply the parking brake and foot brake together. Select reverse gear. Select one answer. As you drive, look well ahead and all around so that you're ready for any hazards that might develop. If you have to stop in an emergency, react as soon as you can while keeping control of the vehicle. Keep both hands on the steering wheel so you can control the vehicle's direction of travel. Keeping your hands on the wheel ensures you are ready to react instantly should the car begin to skid under heavy braking on the slippery surface. What should you do when you move off from behind a parked car? Give a signal after moving off. Look around before moving off. Look around after moving off. Use the exterior mirrors only. Select one answer. Before moving off, you should use both the interior and exterior mirrors to check that the road is clear. Look around to check the blind spots and, if necessary, give a signal to warn other road users of your intentions. Also look well ahead as you'll have to steer out into the road to pass the parked car. Before moving off, use all your mirrors and look round to check the blind spots. If it is safe to proceed, signal, if necessary. Look round for a final check and then move off if it is safe to do so. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do before emerging? Position your vehicle well to the left of the side road. Make sure that you leave enough room for a vehicle behind. Check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. Stop, apply the parking brake and then select a low gear. Select one answer. Before emerging right onto a dual carriageway, make sure that the central reservation is deep enough to protect your vehicle. If it isn't, you should treat the dual carriageway as one road and check that it's clear in both directions before pulling out. Neglecting to do this could place part or all of your vehicle in the path of approaching traffic and cause a collision. As you are unlikely to be able to cross all of the lanes in one go, you must make sure that you will be able to stop halfway across. This is usually possible, but if not, you must wait until the road is quiet enough for you to cross all of the lanes. How can you make sure that a satellite navigation, sat-nav, system doesn't distract you when you're driving? Choose a voice that you find calming. Only set the destination when you're lost. Set it before starting your journey. Turn it off while you're driving in built-up areas. Select one answer. Sat-navs can be useful when driving on unfamiliar routes. However, they can also distract you and cause you to lose control if you look at or adjust them while you're driving. Set the sat-nav before starting your journey, or pull up in a safe place before making any changes to it. In-car entertainment and other devices distract drivers from their main task, which should always be driving the car whilst paying full attention to what is going on around them and well ahead of them on the road. Many collisions happen each year due to drivers adjusting or using devices such as car radios, navigation systems and mobile phones. What should you do if your mobile phone rings while you're driving or riding? Leave it until you have stopped in a safe place. Pull up at the nearest curb. Stop immediately. Answer it immediately. Select one answer. It's illegal to use a handheld mobile or similar device when driving or riding, except in a genuine emergency. The safest option is to switch off your mobile phone before you set off, and use a message service. If you've forgotten to switch your phone off and it rings, you should leave it. When you've stopped in a safe place, you can see who called and return the call if necessary. Always park in a safe place. It is not worth endangering yourself or others to answer a call. You're following a large vehicle. Why should you stay a safe distance behind it? You'll keep out of the wind better. You'll help the large vehicle to stop more easily. You'll be able to corner more quickly. You'll give the driver a chance to see you in their mirrors. Select one answer. If you're following a large vehicle but are so close to it that you can't see its exterior mirrors, the driver won't be able to see you. Keeping well back will also allow you to see the road ahead by looking past the large vehicle. The longer the vehicle, the further back you have to stay to allow the driver to see you due to the obstruction to the driver's view their own vehicle causes. You'll give the driver a chance to see you in their mirrors. Why should you use your mirrors when you see a hazard ahead? Because you'll need to brake sharply and stop. To check what's happening on the road ahead. Because you'll need to accelerate out of danger. To assess how your actions will affect the traffic behind. Select one answer. You should be constantly scanning the road for clues about what's going to happen next. Check your mirrors regularly, particularly as soon as you spot a hazard. What's happening behind may affect how you respond to hazards ahead. You should always check your mirror before any situation that will or could require a braking maneuver or a change of direction. This allows you to check that it is safe to perform that maneuver. Remember, mirrors, signal, maneuver, MSM. To assess how your actions will affect the traffic behind. Where should you avoid overtaking? In a one-way street. Approaching a dip in the road. Just after a bend. On a dual carriageway. Select one answer. Approaching a dip in the road. Oncoming vehicles or other hazards can be hidden from view by dips in the road. If you can't see into the dip, wait until you have a clear view and can see that it's safe before starting to overtake. A dip in a road can hide anything from a pedestrian to a traffic jam. Never overtake unless you can see all of the road you will need for the overtaking maneuver and it is clear. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on main beam? A, B, C, D. Select one answer. You should be aware of all the warning lights and visual aids on the vehicle you're driving. If you're driving a vehicle for the first time, you should familiarize yourself with all the controls, warning lights and visual aids before you set off. Full beam headlights are shown by a bright blue or white panel light. This color is chosen because after red, it is the one most likely to attract your attention. The picture will almost always be a headlight shape with horizontal lines coming from it. What style of driving causes increased risk to everyone? Considerate, competitive, responsible, defensive. Select one answer. Competitive. Competitive driving increases the risks to everyone and is the opposite of responsible, considerate, and defensive driving. Defensive driving is about questioning the actions of other road users and being prepared for the unexpected. Don't be taken by surprise. Drivers who have a competitive driving style are more likely to drive faster, take more risks and fix on an objective, therefore focus less on those around them. There is a higher chance that drivers with a competitive driving style will be involved in a collision or will cause one. What must you do when the amber light is flashing at a Pelican crossing? Give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. Give way to pedestrians waiting to cross. Stop and wait for the red light. Stop and wait for the green light. Select one answer. Pelican crossings are signal-controlled crossings operated by pedestrians. Push-button controls change the signals. Pelican crossings have no red and amber stage before green. Instead, they have a flashing amber light. This means you must give way to pedestrians who are on the crossing, but if the crossing is clear, you can continue. You must give way. If the crossing goes straight across, even with a refuge island, you must give way to all pedestrians, even those on the other side of the refuge. What's the minimum time gap you should leave when following a vehicle on a wet road? 2 seconds. 1 second. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Select one answer. 4 seconds. Water will reduce your tire's grip on the road. The safe separation gap of at least 2 seconds in dry conditions should be doubled to at least 4 seconds in wet weather. Dropping back ensures your safety and the safety of others. In the dry, 2 seconds is enough, just. In the wet, your stopping distance is doubled, so you should allow a 4-second gap, at least. You're being overtaken by a long, heavily laden lorry. What should you do if it's taking a long time for it to overtake? Change direction. Hold your speed. Slow down. Speed up. Select one answer. A long lorry with a heavy load will need more time to pass you than a car, especially on an uphill stretch of road. Slow down and allow the lorry to pass. Always let a vehicle overtake no matter how long it takes, slowing down if necessary. Slow down. Which vehicle will use a blue flashing beacon? Bomb disposal. Breakdown recovery. Motorway maintenance. Snow plow. Select one answer. Bomb disposal. Emergency vehicles use blue flashing lights. If you see or hear one, move out of its way as soon as it's safe and legal to do so. Bomb disposal, blood transfusion and police patrol vehicles must all commonly travel faster than other traffic on the road, and are therefore equipped with blue flashing lights. Bomb disposal. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? Ambulance. Road gritter. Fire engine. Doctor's car. Select one answer. Doctor's car. Doctor's car. A green flashing beacon on a vehicle means the driver or passenger is a doctor on an emergency call. Give way to them if it's safe to do so. Be aware that the vehicle may be traveling quickly or may stop in a hurry. For life and death emergencies, an ambulance with a blue light is used. For minor emergencies, a doctor's car is allowed to display a flashing green light. Who should obey diamond-shaped traffic signs? Bus drivers, tram drivers, lorry drivers, taxi drivers. Select one answer. Tram drivers. These signs apply only to tram drivers, but you should know their meaning so that you're aware of the priorities and are able to anticipate the actions of the driver. These apply to tram drivers only. You should know their meaning so you can anticipate the actions of the tram driver. On a road where trams operate, which vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? On a road where trams operate, which vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? Cars, cycles, buses, lorries. Select one answer. Cycles. The narrow wheels of a bicycle can become stuck in the tram rails, causing the cyclist to stop suddenly, wobble or even lose balance altogether. The tram lines are also slippery, which could cause a cyclist to slide or fall off. A cycle wheel is small enough to get lodged between the metal rail and the groove in the tarmac. It also offers less grip when crossing the metal rail. When should you use your vehicle's horn? To signal your annoyance. To greet other road users. To alert others to your presence. To allow you right of way. Select one answer. To alert others to your presence. You mustn't use your vehicle's horn between 11:30 p.m. and 7 a.m. in a built-up area or when you're stationary, unless a moving vehicle poses a danger. Its function is to alert other road users to your presence. The horn is for warning of your presence, although it is illegally used for conveying messages to other road users. You're in a one-way street and want to turn right. Where should you position your vehicle when there are two lanes? In the right-hand lane. Just left of the center line. In either lane, depending on the traffic. In the left-hand lane. Select in the right-hand lane. When you're in a one-way street and want to turn right, you should take up a position in the right-hand lane. This will allow other road users, not wishing to turn, to pass on the left. Indicate your intention and take up the correct position in good time. Get into the right-hand lane as soon as you can. This will allow traffic in the other lanes to make the best progress. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? To help other road users know what you intend to do. To allow other drivers to pull out in front of you. To give a better view into the road that you're joining. To allow drivers to pass you on the right. Select one answer. To help other road users know what you intend to do. If you wish to turn right into a side road, take up your position in good time. Move to the center of the road when it's safe to do so. This will allow vehicles to pass you on the left. Early planning will show other traffic what you intend to do. If other vehicles don't get enough warning of your intentions, they may attempt to overtake you as you turn. Which type of crossing allows cyclists to ride across with pedestrians? Toucan, zebra, pelican, puffin. Select one answer. Toucan. A toucan crossing is designed to allow pedestrians and cyclists to cross at the same time. Look out for cyclists approaching the crossing at speed. Toucan crossings are designed for both pedestrians and cyclists, so that both can cross the road safely. Remember that two can cross at a toucan crossing. Another crossing type for use by both pedestrians and cyclists is a parallel crossing, which is a specialized form of zebra crossing that has both pedestrian and cycle crossing areas. You're traveling at the legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlights? Touch the brakes sharply to show your brake lights. Accelerate to make a gap behind you. Allow the vehicle to overtake. Maintain your speed to prevent the vehicle from overtaking. Select one answer. Allow the vehicle to overtake. Don't enforce the speed limit by blocking another vehicle's progress. This will only cause frustration. Allow the other vehicle to pass when you can do so safely. Do not break the law for someone else's sake. It is the responsibility of the driver behind to overtake safely. You can assist by increasing the gap in front of you so that they have somewhere to go. This also gives you more room to stop. Steady amber. Which color follows the green signal at a puffin crossing? Flashing amber. Steady amber. Steady red. Flashing green. Select one answer. Steady amber. Puffin crossings have infrared sensors that detect when pedestrians are crossing and hold the red traffic signal until the crossing is clear. The use of a sensor means there's no flashing amber phase as there is with a pelican crossing. Just as with other traffic lights, after the green phase, puffin crossings warn drivers that they are changing to red by displaying a steady amber. You're driving behind a heavy goods vehicle. What should you do if it signals left but steers to the right? Overtake on the right of it. Drive on, keeping to the left. Hold your speed and sound your horn. Slow down and let the vehicle turn. Select one answer. Slow down and let the vehicle turn. Large, Long vehicles need extra room when making turns at junctions. They may move out to the right in order to make a left turn. Keep well back and don't attempt to pass them on their left. When the driver of a heavy goods vehicle signals left but steers right, they are trying to give themselves enough space to turn their vehicle without driving over the inside curb or hitting other obstructions, such as road signs or other vehicles. Do not overtake, stay well back, be patient and allow them to complete their maneuver. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Sound your horn as a warning. Go past as quickly as possible. Flash your headlights as a warning. Go past slowly and carefully. Select one answer. Go past slowly and carefully. Horses can be startled by the sound of a car engine or the rush of air caused by a vehicle passing too closely. Keep well back and only pass when it's safe. Leave them plenty of room, you may have to use the other side of the road to go past safely. The sound of your engine or horn or flashing your headlamps may startle the horse and injure the rider. Pass the horse slowly, ensuring the rider's safety. What should you do if a vehicle pulls out in front of you at a junction? Flash your headlights and drive up close behind. Accelerate past it immediately. Swerve past it and sound your horn. Slow down and be ready to stop. Select one answer. Slow down and be ready to stop. Try to anticipate what other drivers might do. Look and plan ahead so that you're ready to respond safely if a hazard develops. Be tolerant of road users who make mistakes. Good driving requires anticipation of the mistakes of others early enough for smooth adjustments to be made to a driver's course and speed to accommodate the error. You're driving on a clear night. Which lights should you use if the national speed limit applies and there's a steady stream of oncoming traffic? Full beam headlights, side lights, dipped headlights, fog lights. Select one answer. Dipped headlights. Use the full beam headlights only when you can be sure that you won't dazzle other road users. It is a legal requirement to use dipped headlights in these conditions. Failure to do so can result in you being stopped and fined. You must be able to see and be seen. You're driving in traffic at the speed limit for the road. What should you do if the driver behind is trying to overtake? Move closer to the car ahead, so the driver behind has no room to overtake. Accelerate to get away from the driver behind. Wave the driver behind to overtake when it's safe. Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. Select one answer. Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. Keep a steady course to give the driver behind an opportunity to overtake safely. If necessary, slow down. Reacting incorrectly to another driver's impatience can lead to danger. Good drivers drive correctly and anticipate the errors of others. They do not impose their will on others, causing anger and frustration, which can be more dangerous than an improper action. What does it mean if the signs at a bus lane show no times of operation? The lane is only in operation in daylight hours. The lane is in operation 24 hours a day. The lane is only in operation at peak times. The lane isn't in operation. Select one answer. The lane is in operation 24 hours a day. Bus lane signs show the vehicles allowed to use the lane and its times of operation. Where no times are shown, the bus lane is in operation 24 hours a day. If there are no times shown, then the lane is in operation at all times. What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? Continue on but drive slowly. Stop and switch off your engine. Try to get past quickly. Ignore them as they have no authority. Select one answer. Stop and switch off your engine. If someone in charge of animals asks you to stop, you should do so and switch off your engine. Animals are unpredictable and startle easily. They could turn and run into your path or into the path of another moving vehicle. Stop and wait. Animals are unpredictable and are easily startled. They could turn and run into your path. You're driving at night on an unlit road. What should you do if you're following another vehicle? Use dipped headlights. Switch off your headlights. Use full beam headlights. Flash your headlights. Select one answer. Use dipped headlights. If you follow another vehicle with your headlights on full beam, they could dazzle the driver. Leave a safe distance and make sure that the light from your dipped beam falls short of the vehicle in front. Dipped headlights will prevent you from dazzling the driver you are following while giving you good visibility. You're driving a car that has a diesel engine. What can a loose filler cap on your fuel tank cause? It can make the road slippery for other road users. It can increase the level of exhaust emissions. It can improve your vehicle's fuel consumption. It can make the engine difficult to start. Select one answer. It can make the road slippery for other road users. Diesel fuel can spill out if your filler cap isn't secured properly. This is most likely to occur on bends, junctions and roundabouts, where it will make the road slippery, especially if it's wet. At the end of a spell of dry weather, road surfaces may be especially slippery where diesel has been spilled but it hasn't been washed away by rain. If your filler cap is loose, it may well allow fuel to escape from the tank, especially when the tank is full and the vehicle is cornering. All drivers and riders need to watch out for the characteristic rainbow pattern that indicates a diesel spillage on a road, especially in wet weather, as it is extremely slippery. What should you do to avoid fuel spillage? Check that your tank is only 3/4 full. Check that your fuel gauge is working. Check that you've used a locking filler cap. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. Select one answer. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. When learning to drive, it's a good idea to practice filling your car with fuel. Ask your instructor if you can use a petrol station and fill the fuel tank yourself. You need to know where the filler cap is on the car you're driving, so you know which side of the pump to park at. When learning to drive, it's a good idea to practice filling your car with fuel. Ask your instructor if you can use a petrol station and fill the fuel tank yourself. You need to know where the filler cap is on the car you're driving, so you know which side of the pump to park at. Take care not to overfill the tank and make sure you secure the filler cap correctly, so that no fuel leaks onto the road while you're driving. Securely fastening the filler cap prevents any fuel from spilling, even if the tank is full. Why should you never wave people across at pedestrian crossings? They may not be looking. Another vehicle may be coming. They may not be ready to cross. It's safer for you to carry on. Select one answer. Another vehicle may be coming. If people are waiting to use a pedestrian crossing, slow down and be prepared to stop. Don't wave them across the road, because another driver may not have seen them, may not have seen your signal, and may not be able to stop safely. If you spot a pedestrian waiting to cross the road, slow down and be prepared to stop. Do not wave pedestrians across the road. This could put them in danger if another road user has not seen them, or if they think the gesture was intended for them, not the pedestrian. What should you do if you're being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? Accelerate hard to get away from it. Maintain your speed and course. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. Brake harshly and stop well out into the road. Select one answer. Pull over in a place where the ambulance can pass safely. Check that there are no bollards or obstructions in the road that will prevent it from passing. The blue flashing beacon indicates an emergency service vehicle on its way to an emergency call. You should do your best to get out of the way of the vehicle without endangering the safety of other road users. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. When should you flash your headlights at other road users? When telling them that you have right of way. When letting them know that you're there. When showing that you're giving way. When showing that you're about to turn. Select one answer. When letting them know that you're there. You should only flash your headlights to warn others of your presence. Don't use them to greet others, show impatience or give priority to other road users, because they could misunderstand your signal. Contrary to popular usage, a flash of headlights means I am here and nothing else. The signal is so abused that, under different conditions, it can mean almost anything. There is only one safe legal meaning for this signal. You're approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with the junction? Accelerate and keep to the middle. Slow down and look both ways. Accelerate and look to the left. Slow down and keep to the right. Select one answer. Slow down and look both ways. Be cautious, especially when your view is restricted by hedges, bushes, walls, large vehicles, etc. In the summer months, these junctions can become more difficult to deal with, because growing foliage may further obscure your view. Because nobody has right of way at an unmarked crossroads, you need to exercise extra care in negotiating this type of junction. The safest thing to do is to approach it slowly, to look both ways, and when you are sure that it is safe, to get clear of the junction quickly and safely. The conditions are good and dry. When should you use the 2-second rule? Before restarting the engine after it has stalled. When traffic lights change to green. Before using the mirrors, signal, maneuver routine. When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. In good conditions, the 2-second rule can be used to check the distance between your vehicle and the one in front. This technique works on roads carrying faster traffic. Choose a fixed object, such as a bridge, sign or tree. When the vehicle ahead passes this object, say to yourself only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. If you reach the object before you finish saying this, you're too close. The 2-second rule allows drivers to check that they are not too close to the vehicle in front. If the gap is less than 2 seconds, then you are too close. You're driving along this road. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you? Accelerate to get closer to the red car. Flash your headlights several times. Give it a long blast on the horn. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. Select one answer. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. There are times when other drivers make incorrect or ill-judged decisions. Be tolerant and try not to retaliate or react aggressively. Always consider the safety of other road users, your passengers and yourself. Dropping back ensures your safety and the safety of others. You should always be tolerant. You're waiting in a traffic queue at night. How can you avoid dazzling drivers behind you? Use the parking brake and release the foot brake. Use the parking brake and foot brake together. Keep your foot on the foot brake. Balance the clutch with the accelerator. Select one answer. Use the parking brake and release the foot brake. In queuing traffic, your brake lights can dazzle drivers behind you. If you apply your parking brake, you can take your foot off the foot brake. This will turn off the... In queuing traffic, your brake lights can dazzle drivers behind you. If you apply your parking brake, you can take your foot off the foot brake. This will turn off the brake lights so that they can't dazzle the driver behind you. When waiting in a traffic queue, once following traffic has stopped, you should secure your vehicle with the parking brake and release the foot brake. This will cause the brake lights to turn off, preventing them from dazzling those behind you. You're approaching a zebra crossing. What should you do if pedestrians are waiting to cross? Give way to older and infirm people only. Use your headlights to indicate they can cross. Wave at them to cross the road. Slow down and prepare to stop. Select one answer. Slow down and prepare to stop. As you approach a zebra crossing, look for pedestrians waiting to cross. Where you can see them, slow down and prepare to stop. Be especially careful of children and older people, who may have difficulty judging when it's safe to cross. Pedestrians already crossing have absolute priority on zebra crossings. You must allow for the fact that pedestrians may not realize that cars cannot stop immediately. When should you leave a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? When it's icy. When it's dry. When it's foggy. When it's raining. Select one answer. When it's dry. In good, dry conditions, a driver needs to keep a distance of at least 2 seconds from the car in front. This should allow enough space for you to stop if the driver in front has to stop suddenly. 2 seconds is only a large enough gap in good conditions, with an alert driver in a well-maintained vehicle. In poor conditions, allow a larger gap. What should you do if you're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow winding road? Wave the vehicles behind to come past you if you think they can overtake quickly. Give a left signal when it's safe for vehicles to overtake you. Pull in when you can, to let the vehicles behind overtake. Keep well out to stop vehicles overtaking dangerously. Select one answer. Pull in when you can, to let the vehicles behind overtake. If you're driving a slow-moving vehicle along a narrow road, try not to hold up faster traffic. If you see vehicles following behind, pull over in a safe place and let the traffic pass before continuing. Don't wave other traffic past, this could be dangerous if you or they haven't noticed a hazard ahead. You should avoid holding up traffic and generating long queues, but where you cannot avoid it, you must pull in when it is safe to do so, to allow faster traffic to pass in safety. Why is it dangerous to travel too close to the vehicle ahead? Your engine will overheat. Your sat-nav will be confused. Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Your mirrors will need adjusting. Select one answer. Your view of the road ahead will be restricted. Tailgating is the term used when a driver or rider follows the vehicle in front too closely. It's dangerous because it restricts your view of the road ahead and leaves no safety margin if the vehicle in front needs to slow down or stop suddenly. Tailgating is often the underlying cause of rear-end collisions or multiple pileups. Following a vehicle too closely, known as tailgating, significantly reduces your view of the road ahead and therefore your ability to react in good time to any situation that would require you to slow down, stop or steer to avoid. Tailgating is dangerous and is one of the main causes of rear-end shunts and multi-vehicle pileups on fast roads. You should always leave a safe gap between you and the vehicle in front, especially when following a large vehicle or any other vehicle you can't see through. What will happen if you follow this vehicle too closely? Your engine will overheat. Your view ahead will be reduced. Your brakes will overheat. Your fuel consumption will be increased. Select one answer. Your view ahead will be reduced. Staying back will increase your view of the road ahead. This will help you to see any hazards that might occur and give you more time to react. The closer you are to a larger vehicle, the less your field of vision due to the length and width of the vehicle. You're in a line of traffic. What action should you take if the driver behind is following very closely? Signal left and wave the driver behind to come past. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. Ignore the driver behind and continue to travel within the speed limit. Move over to a position just left of the center line of the road. Select one answer. If the driver behind is following too closely, there's a danger they'll collide with the back of your vehicle if you stop suddenly. You can reduce this risk by slowing down and increasing the safety margin in front of you. This reduces the chance that you'll have to stop suddenly and allows you to spread your braking over a greater distance. This is an example of defensive driving. Seeing a car following you can be worrying. Slowing down increases the safety margin between you and the car in front. If there is a cause to slow down and stop, then you will be able to do so more gradually and with less risk of the car behind running into you. Leaving a larger gap also allows the following car to overtake if it wants to. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. You're traveling along a single-track road. There's a passing place on your right. What should you do if you see a vehicle coming towards you? Move over onto the verge. Continue along the single-track road. Stop in the passing place. Wait opposite the passing place. Select one answer. Wait opposite the passing place. When you meet oncoming vehicles on a single-track road, you should allow them to pass. You should pull into a passing place on your left or wait opposite a passing place on your right. Do not move onto the verge, as there may be hidden hazards. When meeting an oncoming vehicles in a single-track road, you should stop in a place that will allow the vehicles to pass you so that you can both be on your way. Do not be tempted to pull onto the verge, as the verge could be soft or could contain a drainage ditch and your vehicle could get stuck.